Those of you that know me well will know that equity, fairness, is really very important to me. It's one of my strongest values. And I can get quite uppity quite quickly if I believe that something isn't fair. And it's not about being treated equally, even for me, although I am also, as those that know me well, a great advocate of equality. It's more the fact that I do believe on occasions the reason you're being overlooked as a leader or a future leader doesn't come down to fairness, it comes down to luck. It comes down to right place, right time. And your role as an overlooked leader, in order to get the recognition that you believe you deserve, is to find a way to overcome the realities of being overlooked. So to build your relationships, to develop your resilience, and to increase or improve your reputation so that when those roles become available, you're no longer overlooked. And thinking about this topic before I made this video today reminded me of a really tragic story, but one that I thought I would share to illustrate how sometimes being overlooked is just about bad luck. So the story goes that some 20 years ago, a group of British aid workers raised £100,000 through charitable events and activities to buy produce and equipment and clothing to then drive over to Romania to help children in orphanages. And on arriving at one particular orphanage, one of the lead aid workers went into one dormitory and found 10 orphan children. And 9 of those children were laying in their bed, pretty non-communicative, very malnourished, and basically sort of just surviving day by day. But there was one little boy who, through all adversity, seemed reasonably fit and healthy. He was bigger than the other children. He was slightly more playful than the other children. And if you approached him and his bed, he would climb up and interact with you. And this aid worker thought, this is really odd. You know, there's 10 children in this room and only one of them seems to be behaving differently, and I can't quite work out what's going on. And so the aid worker decided to observe what happened over the course of a couple of days. And what the aid worker discovered was absolutely thrilling, but also shocking and horrifying in equal measure. Because what was different about this one boy is where his bed was in the room. His bed was underneath the light switch. And when the janitor would leave the room of the dormitory of an evening and flick the light switch, he would lean over and stroke this one little boy on the back of his head. And the sheer fact that this little boy was being acknowledged and was being cared, for want of a better word, cared for, and this one little boy was having just the slightest bit of human touch and human interaction, enabled him to develop and grow at a rate and in a way that the other 9 children in the room just didn't have the same opportunity. And the moral of the story for me, not least the fact that it's absolutely heartbreaking, is that sometimes it's just about being in the right place at the right time. That little boy and those other 9 children should not have been in that environment. They should not have been suffering in the way they were suffering. But one little boy, through adversity, had the luck of being located by the light switch. So he got the interaction and he got the support. And so my message is, on those days where you're looking at the 10% of people in your organisation who seem to be getting all of the attention and you're not, please cut yourself some slack. It's not always about something you are or aren't doing. It's not always about who you are or who you need to be. Sometimes it is literally just a case of being in the right place at the right time. If you'd like the opportunity to talk to me about what's going on for you in your organisation and how maybe you can overcome the issues that you have around being overlooked and perhaps ignored, you can follow me on Twitter at Barry Joinson, or you can contact me via my website barryjoinson.com, and on the homepage in the banner click the Wake Up Call link to arrange a free half-an-hour consultation with me, and we can start to have a discussion around how we can start to build your presence and your reputation in your business so that you are no longer overlooked. I hope you have a great day.